Okay, Mr. Homeowner, thank you for considering my offer. Looking forward to talking again at blank time. Okay, wouldn't this be cool when when they open up the agreement? The idea is that when they open up the agreement for the very first time, they see that there is already a scheduled appointment for you to talk with them again. They are not getting off the hook this time. They are not going to ghost you this time. Okay? You are going to, before you get off the phone, Mr. Homeowner, I'm going to send you the document. You're going to take my advice like I've always preached to you. Confirm, confirm, confirm. When I send you the agreement, what happens? Okay, when I call you in 30 minutes, you'll probably have some questions, Mr. Homeowner. Can I call you in 30 minutes about the agreement? Will that have been enough time? No, it won't be. Okay, when will you have had enough time to read the document? When he says, well, I won't get to it till this evening. Okay, if I call you at 8:30 tonight, okay, I want you to confirm, confirm, confirm. Now, I know that sounds harsh the way I was chasing that person, and it's not really like that in every conversation, but you guys understand my point here is I want you to get an appointment, not just send documents and let it go. All right, I'm going to send you the document. Okay, click. Okay, that's not how it works. You got to get an appointment to follow up. Make that the first thing they see when they pull up the document. So the question probably in most people's minds is Justin, do you want me to send this on the DocuSign or .loop or HelloSign, whatever it is I'm using? Yes, 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 yes. Send this whole thing. Okay, but change it, put your name on it, put your picture on it, put your phone number on it, put your email address on it. Make it your offer, okay, not mine. But yes, put this in the document package. When you send it, this will be the first page that they see, and there is an initial place for them to initial at the bottom of even this first page. Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, thank you for considering my offer. Looking forward to meeting at this time or talking again at blank, and then I've got my picture. Is it important for you to swap my picture out for yours? Yes. Because you're prettier than me, number one. Okay. Number two, that's a black and white photo and it looks silly. I'm standing literally in my bathroom. Okay. That's one of those selfie mirror shots, y'all. Okay. Take mine off of there and put your mug on there. Okay. Not your mug shot. Just a mug. Put a headshot on there, not a mug shot. Okay. You guys know what I'm saying. And then put your phone number and your email address so you look like you're a professional and that you know this is your document and that you're going to be the one talking to them at this specific time. All right, big bold green box right here. You're going to have that right there in their face. Okay. And even if they're like even if you're like, hey, I wanted to send them an agreement and I couldn't get them to commit to a time. Okay, well, number one, should you even be sending them an agreement if they can't commit to a time? Probably not. But if you did, leave this there. Leave it blank so they know that, yeah, they wouldn't commit to a damn time and you wanted to. A quick note about my offer. All right, you're going to write in here purchase price within how many months? 24 months. And then what was the purchase price? The monthly rent until then will be this much. And anything in this document package that's blue can be erased. Okay, it can be erased or changed or what have you. This is optional. All the following is optional. Okay, if you are not giving the homeowner any down payment, please delete this. But if you are giving him $2,500, $3,500, $5,000, if he wants $5,000 down, then you want to put $5,000 right here in this blue box because you want him to see right away this is about him getting that money. Okay? And that's what he'll see. This is the offer in a nutshell. Now, we're going to slide down and read this paragraph real quick. This is, again, you could delete this. My option to purchase with lease term offer is essentially an offer to purchase the property during a rental term. As an investor, okay, here we go. You've heard me say this on the phone with them verbally. As a real estate investor, as a landlord investor, I want to place a new tenant buyer in the property who will be planning to purchase the property during the lease term. They will submit to a professional Okay, TransUnion or www.mysmartmove.com tenant screening process. I put that in there because I want them to know we're using TransUnion. I want them to remember I said that. If I didn't say that, I want them to know it for the first time. This isn't a fly-by-night deal. We're using TransUnion. Okay, including work, income verification, criminal history, credit score, and future ability to qualify for a home loan. I'll make these results available to you for approval or disapproval of the new tenant buyer prospect. I will make money paid by the new tenant buyer when we are successful. But obviously, this must be a good fit for you as the current homeowner. You've heard me say that almost word for word on the phone with these people, y'all. I'm putting it here on paper for them. Here's a few reasons why you should consider my option to purchase with lease term offer. Number one, fair price. No repairs, as is offer. It don't get no better than that. Number two, all maintenance is taken care of. Number three, you remain on the deed. It's still your property. Number four, you continue to enjoy all the tax benefits. Number five, there's no commissions or realtor fees. Number six, it will help you qualify for a new home. Yep, that's right. Rental income increases your income. So maybe your debt to income ratio is different now. You have to ask your home loan lender. Number seven, most of all, you're getting a higher quality tenant who wants to buy. Our new tenant buyer will be the future owner of the house and will be screened accordingly. There is little concern for damage to the property. Your approval and cooperation is my standard, Justin. Just a little note. And then down here, they can put their initials. I can put my initials. Okay, I'm the tenant buyer here. Okay, landlord seller is the owner of the property. Okay, that's just the cover page. Okay. You guys got any questions or thoughts about that? Any comments? Let's hear some comments. Is that not shameless propaganda or what? Anybody got any thoughts? Okay. We've used something like this in the past. It's been a couple, 2 or 3 years before the pandemic. And now we've just modified it and put it in this, rearranged it and put it in this form here. So these aren't new ideas. I've used them before. They're just in this particular format now. Okay. All right. Let's go down here to the next page. I'm going to share this screen with you again. Let's go through it real quickly. You'll see the contract is divided into 2 sections here. It's an option to purchase with lease terms, and then you've got is the name of the document. Okay. And then you've got an option to purchase section. And then down here on the next page, you've got a leasing during option to purchase term section. Okay. All right. And then that's pretty much the document. Okay. So really simple, just like all of the other ones have been. All right. So at the top here, the date, the landlord seller's name, that's the homeowner. The tenant buyer's name, that's you. Okay. The property address, that's the address. You guys know. You guys already passed. See, you already getting you passing the test. You already knew all 3 answers to the first 3 questions. All right, here's the next statement. This property is being offered in as-is condition. Do you know how many times I've had to write that into every contract I've ever sent out, pretty much? And I was just like, why don't we just put this in the agreement? So now it's in the agreement. Landlord seller makes no guarantees or promises regarding the property's condition. That is from the tenant buyer's disclosure, that statement. So you can see I've combined some things here to make one really powerful marketing type document here. Would you guys leave the green box here? I totally will. Okay. I have some documents that I send out from time to time, especially on ugly houses, that has these big green boxes like this, and I'll write the price because it draws their eye down to the price. I want them to remember they're getting full price here. Okay. So that I will leave the green box. Landlord seller will discount purchase price by this amount. Okay, this is a beautiful statement, everybody. You know, I want you to think about it for a minute. Okay. The landlord seller, that's the homeowner, will discount the purchase price by blank if all rental payments and maintenance are paid on time and the option to purchase is exercised within the original term named in this agreement. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? This is a discount that the homeowner will give when and if the tenant buyer goes to purchase the home and they've been good tenants all along the way. Okay. If they've been good tenants and they go to buy the property, the landlord will agree to mark down the price a little bit. This is kind of a way to offer rent credits. Okay. This is also a way to create additional assignment fee. Okay. For you. This is also a way for you to create money as a perk or for whatever you want. Okay. So here, for example, the homeowner wants $200,000 for the property. $200,000 would go right here in this line. Okay. The landlord will, and then I'm going to ask the landlord, the homeowner, I'm going to say, okay, Mr. Homeowner, if the tenant buyer is, good about making the payments and taking care of the property when they go to buy, is there any amount of money that you would be willing to credit them for being good tenants along the way? Like, maybe a couple, $2,000 or $3,000 or something. Help them cover their closing costs. You know what? Homeowners, I've asked this question before, and a lot of times, they'll say, yeah, we could do a couple, we'll do that. I'll help them out with that. Okay. All right. That's just extra money for you, if you want to think about it. All right. So think about it here. There's a lot of ways to play with this. All right. So this is a little bit of an advanced section right here. If you want to be real creative with this, you can be, and you can do all kinds of things. We'll have to get in more. We can make a whole lesson probably out of this about being creative with creative real estate here, but let's move on. Okay. Number 2, the option to purchase time period, just like the old document, commencing and ending on this date, how many months. Assignability. This is a little different. Number 3. Assignability. Tenant buyer plans to assign this agreement to a new tenant buyer for a fee paid by the new tenant buyer. Okay. You guys understand that? Okay. Landlord seller will be allowed to approve or disapprove new tenant buyer assignee. If no approved assignee is found by blank date, this entire agreement becomes canceled. Okay.
Hey, Justin?
Yeah.
How do you handle the conversation of the seller wanting to know how much you're making?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really don't know yet, Mr. Homeowner. That's a great question. I'll find out more like right before we go to when you approve them, and we find out kind of what they have working in their life financially and the plan for their home buying, what their home buying plan is and what kind of cash they have and what they'll need to put down and so on and so forth. So I really don't know just yet, Mr. Homeowner. Is that a concern for you, how much money I make?
Yeah.
Okay. Why is that a concern? I'm just curious. Are you not happy with what the purchase price is?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because I got that thrown at me last week, and I just wanted to hear how you would handle that.
That's how I would handle it. Yeah, Mr. Homeowner, I really don't know yet. Blah blah. Then the next thing, Mr. Homeowner, is me making is me making money a concern for you? Like, what? I'm kind of confused here. Well, yeah, it's a concern. I mean, I don't want you making $20,000-$30,000 off my house. I mean, I paid for this thing and I bought this, and I don't know what kind of deal you're going here. Now, I think you can make money. I'm okay with that, but I don't want somebody coming in here and just getting all this. Okay, I've heard that. Okay. Well, Mr. Homeowner, I understand. I don't really know how much money I'll be making yet because I just don't. And if that's an issue for you, I guess I can understand. But I want to also be clear about this. The purchase price is money that's going to you. If you don't feel like you're getting enough, I mean, is that what you're saying? Or like, I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Just play dumb a little, okay? And make them talk it out, okay? It may be that, you know, that you'll end up just saying, hey, this guy's kind of an asshole, and I don't even want to do the deal with him, you know? No. But if he won't let me make money, there's no sense in me being involved. But, kind of weird, kind of a weird deal. Most homeowners aren't quite that bad. But yeah, I just try to play it like that, Ed. Okay, good question.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go back here to the contract here. This cancellation date, pretty big deal. Okay, I'm glad that's in there now because we add that a lot. Exercising the option to purchase. Okay, this is how your new tenant buyer is going to exercise his option. This option to purchase will be exercised by assignee new tenant buyer. Okay, see, it's very clear, very clear. New tenant buyer will deliver a written real estate purchase and sale agreement as notice to landlord seller. So within 30 days of the expiration of this agreement. Okay. Does that make sense, everybody? That was also from the disclosure. Okay. Here's another one. Option consideration paid. You might want to delete this. This is just like the last one. Okay. If there's no down payment money going to them, you know, delete that. All right. All option consideration will be credited to the purchase price. That's still.
How does that? How would that affect? You know, when you cancel that out, then it goes from 4 to 6 on the form.
It does. It doesn't. Like watch this. When you, well, I mean, at least on my computer, I don't know. Like you know, your computer may be different, but watch this. I'm just going to highlight this, and then I'm going to delete it. And it just automatically changes the numbers for me.
That's a beautiful thing. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And then I add it back. It changes the numbers for me again. Okay. All right. So that way you don't have to go through and modify everything, right? Yeah. Closing costs. All right. Just same phrases in the last agreement. Okay. But I actually just filled it in that, you know, the tenant buyer pays theirs, landlord, owner, homeowner pays theirs. Inspection clause. The tenant buyer will be permitted reasonable access to the above dwelling for the purpose of inspection, showing the property to contractors, partners, certified home inspectors, other legal and tax professionals, real estate agents or brokers, any other professional vendor, and prospect assignee new tenant buyers to perform all necessary due diligence. Okay. Very clear, very clear. Okay. It doesn't say I can put a sign in the front yard because we're doing this virtually and all that. Nobody's doing that. Okay. All right. Attorney's fees. If either party to this agreement shall bring a cause of action, blah, blah. Number 9, prepares disclaimer. Okay. In other words, don't sue the guy that wrote the paper. Number 10, everybody acknowledges they've read this. Number 11, I'm not a realtor. Why is that in blue? Because it's optional. You may be a realtor. I don't know. You want to change that if you are. Okay. All right. Now here's the next section. That's the option section. Does anybody have any questions about the option section? Okay. All right.
On the inspection part, Justin, is that before they move in now, or is that they're entitled to that inspection before they purchase it, or?
Yeah, it's really intended for before they move in.
Okay.
If you feel like you want to add that clause to it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, like this. Before the option term begins, okay, then so on and so forth. That's how you would add that, okay? If you want to do that, I'll just leave it that way too for everybody in case you wanted, if you like that. That's no problem. See, that's really easy to just change things here and there. You don't have to be a lawyer to do it, okay? And you don't have to be a lawyer to do it because it says right here in number 9 that you not being a lawyer ain't no big deal. Ain't nobody going to be able to hold you liable for any errors, omissions, mistakes, or negligences that you've committed here. Okay, you're not a bar certified lawyer or anything. You're not even claiming to be. Don't even play one on TV. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, real quick. Would that hold water in North Carolina?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it would hold water anywhere. I can't guarantee. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge.
Check.
It's just it's just the way it is. I mean,
microphone works.
I've used lots of different contracts over the years. I've had no
Check.
one
1,
really
2, 3, 4.
I'm hearing you. I've had literally no one sue me. Okay. Yep. You can add the no liability clause or whatever. You can add anything you like to this. Definitely. Demetria's asking that. Okay. I've never been challenged in court about this. We do have stories in the club here of folks that have been challenged by an attorney on my documents. Okay. And in other words, the attorney called them and said, hey, listen here now, I'm an attorney for tenant buyer, blah, blah, and they feel like they were taken advantage of. Yeah, we're going to need to talk about this. And my club member here said, well, let me fax you the documents that they signed. Yes, that'd be good. Go ahead and fax me what you have. Okay. So he faxed him over the disclosure agreement and the lease option agreement, okay, which is all the same words that are in this document, okay. And the attorney said, all right, well, looks like there's no problem here. Thank you. Goodbye. Click. Yeah, there's no problem there because it's all right here. Okay, I can't guarantee that that's going to happen in every case and every time and every place. I can just let you know that me and my personal experience, I've never been sued because of this, and I've never lost. All right, never even been challenged. Okay, never even been challenged. Just know that it's possible that anybody can be sued for anything, I guess. I don't know, but these are pretty solid documents in my experience, okay? Pretty solid in my experience. They address a lot, okay? And these are very transparent. I feel like these are more transparent than any other guru or coach or lease option agreement out there. Okay, that's what I feel like. Okay, but again, I'm not an attorney and I'm not a judge. And there are some places in the country where you just don't want to do business, period. Okay, I do not do business personally in North Carolina. I do not personally do business in Oklahoma. Okay, I know we just pulled some big leads in Oklahoma, so I'm going to break that rule for y'all. But I normally don't personally do business in Illinois. Okay, I don't, because why? Well, just because these places are assholes, man. I don't know, like they really just, they're looking for people to pick on and start shit with. And that ain't going to be me. You know what? If y'all want to be that, fuck you, right? There's 42 other states. All right. I just don't like assholes. Probably because I am one, right? You know how you don't like people that you're too much alike? All right. Thank you for that. All right, let's go back to this real quick and wrap this up because I know you guys are ready to go eat lunch. It's after 1. That was the options section. Okay, so let's start at the top here real quick. We did the whole cover letter part, and then we got the agreement starts here, and we got the option to purchase section, and then we slide down. We did all that, those 11 paragraphs. Now the leasing during option to purchase term section. Now, the first paragraph says the new lease agreement before option to purchase term begins. That's the name of this paragraph. Landlord seller, that's the homeowner, and the approved new tenant buyer, that's your tenant buyer that you find, will execute a more thorough lease agreement before option to purchase term begins. Lease terms to include but not limited to. Okay, and these are all the things that are going to be important to the homeowner, plus a few other things you may need to add down here in number 9. Or you may need to add a 10 or an 11 or a 20, depending on other things that they really want in this lease stuff. Mr. Homeowner, anything else in the lease department that's extremely important to you that I should include in our agreement today? Okay, I'm going to add those here at the bottom. First thing, monthly rent, obviously. Lease term, obviously the same as the one we mentioned earlier for the option term. Number 3, new tenant buyer qualifications. Before the tenant buyer assigns this option to purchase with lease terms to a new tenant buyer, the new tenant buyer will submit to a professional tenant screening process, blah, 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 for approval or disapproval. Okay. You can delete that if you need to. Okay. If you're not doing a cooperative assignment and you don't want the approval, you don't need the approval, the homeowner doesn't feel like they want to or need to give approval, they just want to walk away, I'm going to delete some of this stuff. But for a cooperative, and that's what this is, a cooperative lease option, then you're going to leave some of this wording in here. Number 4, lease payments paid directly to landlord seller. You guys know what that's about. Number 5, utilities. Okay. And you guys know who I'm talking to. Okay. Because a couple of you have had this problem where the tenant buyer gets to the finish line and they're like, oops, wait a minute. What about them utilities? I thought you was paying the utilities. Wait a minute. I got to pay utilities on my house? What kind of bullshit is this? Yeah, I've heard it twice in the last 3 months. So now it's in big bold letters right here. Okay, see what I mean? Things change. You need to change things, and we're just trying to evolve with things. Okay, maintenance. Okay, you guys understand that's the same paragraph as before. Security deposit. This is the rental security deposit, everybody. This is not down payment. Okay, down payment is optional number 6 up here in the option side. Okay, that's down payment. Down here in the rental section, the lease during option to purchase term section, when it says security deposit, it literally means like a normal rental security deposit. Okay, will be due as a rental security deposit when keys are exchanged. Okay, not today, not next week when the keys are exchanged. Okay, same as with the down payment up here, number 6. Okay, or number 5, sorry. Option consideration paid will be credited to purchase price considered due the day the tenant buyer moves in. Okay, see, so you can promise all this money and it ain't due until you find somebody and they get ready to move in. Okay, so let's go back here to the security deposit. All right, number 8 now. In case of tenant default. Okay. If the new tenant buyer defaults on the property lease between the landlord and seller and new tenant buyer, then all beneficial options or rights of purchase for that new tenant buyer are suspended and subject to whatever interest law may determine. They'll be evicted. Okay. If you needed to add the stick around addendum, you could add it right here. Tag it on to number 8. Okay. That's an advanced maneuver, everybody. I hope that makes sense. You could tag it on to number 8. And then number 9, okay? Anything you want to add, pets, appliances, anything else that's important that don't fit, put it here in number 9, okay? And then here's signatures. Landlord, seller's a homeowner, and you are the tenant buyer. Now, here's another thing you could delete. What happens next after signing? Thank you for choosing me. I like you too. Now that we all agreed, we can start talking to and pre-screening our new tenant buyers. If no lockbox is available, when we have a new tenant buyer prospect ready to view the inside of the property, we will schedule a time with you over phone and may email you our appointment confirmation memo, letting you know our new tenant buyer's prospect's name and time they've scheduled for viewing the property. Once the new tenant buyer has seen the inside of the property and wants to move forward, we will finalize all of our professional TransUnion tenant screening processes, including blah, blah, blah. Okay. These results will be made available to you for your approval or disapproval of that new tenant buyer. Once you approve, we will finalize all necessary agreements, including any new lease agreement that may be needed between you and the new tenant buyer. Once all agreements are finalized and money's transferred for deposit, fees, first month's lease payments, etc., then keys are exchanged and the new tenant buyer moves in. The new tenant buyer will then pay the monthly lease payments directly to you or your mortgage company, whichever you instruct. Thanks again. I'll reach out personally momentarily to answer any questions you may have. Justin. Okay. That's the end. Okay. Again, you could delete that. Okay. So it's all propaganda. It's all marketing. It's all trying to get through to the end objective, which is getting them to sign on the line that is dotted.